So let's convert all these HTML files to Pug templates now. And for this, I'll start with add product and create an add product.pug file in the views folder. Now again, I will create a HTML5 skeleton with the help of Emmet here by typing HTML, selecting that HTML5 template here and hitting tab. So this already gives us a nice start. Now I'll set the title to add product. And now I want to convert this form to Pug. And of course the header too. Now the header is something we already got in the shop. So we can just copy that here, move it over to add product in the body like this. Just make sure that you move the active class from the first anchor tag to the second one, because now this is the active route. And of course, I also want to add my main section with the form now. I'll again reverse engineer it by copying the main HTML code, going in there, and next to the header, I want to add it. Main is now just main. The form then is nested in that, so let's indent it. The form has this class, so let's change this. And the form also has attributes, so let's add them here as a comma-separated list in brackets. Now we can indent the div here, because that is of course nested in the form. The div has this class, and you learned that a div can also be omitted then, so you can just have dot and the class to render a div. And then in there we have the label. The label here has an attribute, so let's add this. And it has some text which is separated with a white space, as you learned. Now we also have an input here, input of type text, so let's add this bracket set here to render some attributes separated with commas. And the ID can actually be rendered separately with a hashtag in front of it. Again, using its CSS selector, something you already saw for the class. This also is the CSS selector for this class. Pug uses these selectors. So now you have hashtag title. Now let's remove the closing tag of the div. And let's also add the button. It's indented because it's part of the form. So let's make sure it's in the form. Let's give that the button class, don't forget this. And let's add the attribute list to make this a submit button, like that. And then a white space to separate the add product text. Let's remove the closing tags, and that should be it. Now let's also render some dynamic content here. For example, add product here, this title. I'll again output this dynamically, page title, for example. Now we have to make sure that we pass this key into this template, and we do render this template in admin.js. So here, where I do send this file, I don't send this file. Instead, I now render my admin file here, the add product.pug file. This is automatically picked then. And I pass in an object which holds the key value pairs I want to be able to access in the template. And there I got my page title key. So that key I'm trying to access here, I got that. And I will assign a title of add product. Just like that. With that, if we reload, this is gone because the server restarted due to our server-side changes. Now if I click add product, this is the HTML code by the looks of it. I forgot to add the imports. Yeah, I need to, of course, also import my style sheet. So let's copy the links from shop.pug and add them here in the header. Let's also check the add product HTML file. I also need to import the forms CSS file, as we can see. So let's duplicate this here, this line, and also add this import. Now no server restart is required because we just changed the template, and therefore nodemon doesn't restart. And now if we reload, this looks much better. And let's give this a try. It also still works. So that's it. Now let's also work on the 404 page. For this, I'll add a 404 pug file here. And I will again create a normal HTML5 skeleton. I will say page not found here. And I will already copy the, what do I need? The main CSS file. I will copy that import here from the add product pug file. This link, let's copy it over to the 404 pug file so that we got that. And then in the 404 HTML file, I got the header and I got page not found. Well, we got the header already in add product, so let's copy that header here, move that into 404 puck into the body by indenting there. And next to the header, inside the body, I'll add a h1 tag where I say page not found. And with that, we should have it. Now let's just make sure that this gets rendered. And for that, we have to go to the app.js file, because that is where we have our catch-all middleware. And there, instead of sending a file, I will now also render the 404 file. And as before, it will automatically look in the views folder due to our setup, and it will look for .puck files. So with that, if I now enter any random path which doesn't exist, we indeed get page not found. So this is now working, and this is now using Puck as a templating engine. Now there are a couple of other nice things that Puck can do that I want to show you.